Look on Facebook. There's a million people asking for help.
It's true.
Go mow people's lawns. Go
You just
help
have
someone.
to be willing sometimes to swallow your pride
Exactly.
and your ego, because sometimes it does take starting from the bottom to build something new, and you have to swallow your ego because the ego is not benefiting you in any type of way. It's only holding you back financially, 100%. Mentally, physically, in every possible way. You just got to drop the ego and walk into the gym and accept that you may not be the best at it at first, because it takes work and it takes dedication and it takes pride and
time. Biggest thing is time. And the thing is, most people are like, oh, I don't want to be doing this with my time, or I'm too prideful for this, or but the way I see it is, you got to put yourself in the lowest point of your life that you can not forget that point in life, and just keep moving forward.
But all of those, the hardest times in my life personally, and I can say for a lot of people I know and I've talked to, the hardest times in my life, I'm grateful for those, because they've grown me into what I am today, and they forced me to develop myself, and they forced me to push through and push forward and grow, so that I learn and I don't end up back in that same spot again. 100%.
Like I believe in, like, people. If people actually believe in themselves, it goes a long way. And 100%. This excuse of, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's like, you know what?
It's
I need to do this. If you start looking at it as I need to do this, it's not want anymore. It's a need. It's like, okay, I need to pay my bills at the end of the month. If I don't pull through with whatever I have to do, I can't pay it. So if I have to go out there and mow people's lawns and make $20 per lawn, I don't care. It all adds up at the end of it. If you're spending 1 hour, you spent 5 hours, you made $100. It's $100 more than you had just 5 hours ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you have to just suck up your pride and just be like, you know what, I'm going to try something different and I'm going to prove it. Yes, I may be a mechanic, but if I didn't limit myself in my thinking to say, I can't make money off of anything else but this, that's where you're limiting yourself. I can, which is why I've developed my business in multiple platforms, right? I do a lot of things, not just the mechanical side. Why don't I pay for myself from the business is because I have other incomes.
Yeah, you have to diversify. And if this time has taught us anything, it's to have and hone all of your skills, not just one of them.
Exactly.
Believe in yourself, push yourself out of your comfort zones, and diversify your life and your skills, and spread yourself out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. We've known that since the beginning of time.
100%.
Don't do it.
I heard this quite a few times this year, where every business is like, hey, I'm sit down with them, talk to them about it. They're like, we weren't ready for this pandemic. We weren't this. It's like everybody put their whole bag in one basket, just like how you said. You put all your eggs in one basket, and then they don't have the opportunity to continue growing because they're like, we've invested too much here. Why do we look outside of this?
Their whole lives. Some people, like my mom, for instance, has been working in her field for 50 some years, and now she's out of work, and she's, coming to the end of her retirement. She still needs to work, but she doesn't want to do anything else. But the fact remains that, like, this world has changed. It has adapted, and at any age we need to be able to adapt, and from this young age that we're at, I think this is a blessing for us in our generation, because it's going to force us to be able to adapt in any situation. And like our elders, like our mom and our dad and all these people that are older, and they don't have the energy anymore to start from the bottom. But at any age we need to teach people that there's always opportunity, and there's always something there knocking at your door, and maybe it will take dropping your ego, and maybe it will take putting a little bit more energy into something, but maybe it'll light up the passion in your life again, instead of just riding on comfortability and the skills that you've been working on for the last 40, 30 years, or however many years. Maybe it's going to take just trying something new, and it might be really amazing.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, everything you do in life can teach you something.
Yeah.
And no experience is a bad experience, whether it's a bad experience.
Even if it's a bad one, it's still a good one if you look at it that way.
Exactly, because the thing is, once you pass that bad experience, now you know how to work with it. Now you know how to fix it. Now you know how to work around it.
Yeah.
And now you know that what you don't need to do.
Yes, exactly.
So there is a learning curve in even the worst decisions possible.
Yeah.
But if we're willing to take the lesson.
Learn the lesson, yeah.
Because a lot of people just say it, but they don't do it.
Well, it's
or
easier,
they do it and then they're like, oh, I
people
fucked
just
up
to
on
make
my life.
excuses. It's easier for people to just say, I have no options, I have no opportunities, I give up. But you can't give up. Giving up is not an option. It's not an option. You have to survive. Yeah. But if you want to live your best possible life and be happy, you don't just want to survive. You want to live your deepest passions and do something that lights you up inside and gives you passion for life. And if that means starting at the very bottom doing something, at least you're doing something you love doing.
Exactly. At least you're doing something better than just sitting there and not even trying about it.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Sitting there pouting about your life and how hopeless you are. Like,
exactly. When I've had people, it's like, hey, you know an opportunity, someone's getting a job. It's like, did you do the footwork? Do you want me to make calls for you so you can get a job? But like,
sometimes
did you do the
people
footwork?
Need that leader though to show them, that they need somebody to believe in them. They need a leader to show them like, hey, you have opportunity, you have skills, believe in yourself. Like, I believe in you. That's why having community, like, you work so hard on supporting your communities, and that's why it's so important to have a community, to have 100%. That community of people that you can lean on when you're not as strong,
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
People to bring you up that believe in you when you don't believe in yourself.
That's 100% true, but the first thing people need to do is believe in themselves.
100%.
It's very important. Like, a lot of the things is, people around you can help you. People around you will support you. It's just the thing is, you need to be able to accept that.
Yeah.
You need to be able to eat up that ego and pride, like you said, and just find your center and just keep moving. Be like, you know what? I'm not dead. I'm still alive. I'm
still living. I'm gonna live my best damn life.
I can breathe again.
Because it's my choice.
Exactly.
It's always your choice, and the power is always in your hands to
just like how you chose your lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
you chose a lifestyle where it's like, I want to travel, I want to do fun stuff, yeah. I want to do me.
Like, I love doing this, and I'm gonna figure out a way. I don't know how. In the beginning, I was like, I don't know how, but I'm no longer happy doing fitness and nutrition anymore. It doesn't make me happy like it used to, and I need to figure out something else that does make me happy, that does light me up, and also gives me the freedom and flexibility in my life to live the life I really want to live.
100%.
And it's it's slow. It's a slow build, and at every other day you're coming to like walls where you're like, oh my god, I'm stuck. Like, what do I do? I can't, with editing videos or with equipment, investing in equipment and stuff like that. Like, it's a huge investment, and when you're investing in yourself, you really do have to believe in yourself when you're 100%. Jumping full head first into something 100%. New.
I know people that have taken courses like what he does on the side, videos and photography and this and that, and they have the fanciest equipment, but they don't use it.
They don't use it.
It sits there, and they're like, we learned it, and I'm like, what was the point? Like, are you kidding me?
Point?
You just went through a 2-year course or a year course and got all this certification. Now you're like professional photographer, videographer, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the equipment sits there and you have a day job.
Yeah.
What happened to your passion, and what happened to all the hard work that you put into just learning it, and then you just drop it? It's like, I've seen it happen, and it's like the stupidest thing.
Well, they hit a wall and they stop believing in themselves. I've done that. I've had things that I've just given up on because things get tough, things get hard, and when they get hard, you start to think and you start to get in your head and convince yourself that you can't do it. You're like, oh, well, this or that. You come up with a million excuses on why you can't do something. But if you start being your own personal cheerleader, like, no, it's up. How your mind thinks is up to you. You can control your own mind and how you process thoughts. And when you get in your own head and you're like, no, I can do this. There's a reason why I invested in this. There's a reason why I went to school for this. Or there's a reason why I've been thinking about it day and night. Like, you are capable.
Speaking to you.
Yeah.
And certain things just speak to you. Certain things should, like, if it's a passion and if it's something that really has to go a long way, you have to feel it. And you have to, how it speaks to you, you have to let it speak to you and just follow it.